Hi, I'm Jeanette.
Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm Bryn.
Hi, I'm Casey Mills, and my speech will be on driving and cell phones. Instant and constant communications have been a priority of our everyday lives. We demand instant communication for just the general pleasure to talk with someone and think it is our business to have that constant ability. Today, cell phones are the easiest way to communicate with someone while on the go. Cell phone usage while driving a vehicle has become one of the biggest topics debated throughout the United States and around the world. The problems caused by the use of cell phones while driving could change the way we live our lives, our everyday lives, and possibly cause serious automobile accidents. The way we could solve the problems caused by operating a vehicle while occupied on the phone is our responsibility to ourselves and each other. Then again, however, they are potentially good arguments that cell phone usage while driving is not distracting at all. Cell phones should not be allowed while driving. Every day, people drive their cars to work and drop their kids off at school and travel long distances. Many of these people are driving with their cell phones on, and it must ring or vibrate at least once per trip. The ring or the vibration could be a call or a text message, but their phone is still going off for some reason. Once a person hears or feels their cell phone, they jump at the chance to answer the call right away and not really thinking about what else is going on around them. Something as simple as a cell phone appears harmless to the common user because it's easy to operate and read. However, it can be a deadly distraction. The use of cell phones while driving has become one of the biggest problems in the United States. According to the Insurance Information Institutes, there are 236 million Americans that own a cell phone or a wireless communication device. A wireless communication device includes not only cell phones but Palm Pilots and small laptops. A survey of 1,200 drivers showed that 73% of people talk on cell phones while driving. 73% of these people driving while actively communicating with the outside world must lead to some problems in the way that they drive. The problems caused by cell phones while driving is considered just as bad as driving under the influence of illegal substances, according to Utah psychologist David Strayer. There are many dangers that can occur while people are driving and using a cell phone. Two major dangers that could occur are drivers must take their eyes off the road while driving to answer or dial the phone, and people can become so absorbed in their conversations that their concentration on the road is impaired. Motorists that use cell phones while driving are 4 times more likely to be involved in a car crash that could injure themselves, according to an Australian survey. Besides talking on a cell phone, sending text messages can also cause problems. According to a survey conducted by Liberty Mutual Research Institute for Safety and Students Against Destructive Decisions, teens that send text messages via cell phone are determined to be the biggest distraction. All of these problems with cell phones and driving must lead to many accidents from people's poor judgments. A lady in upstate New York wrote a letter to Dear Abby, which appeared up in the Tampa Tribune Bay Life section, about an incident that happened in her local town this past summer. In the town, 5 girls who just graduated from high school were traveling, and the driver was receiving and sending text messages. The 5 girls were killed in a crash due to the fact that the girl behind the wheel had received and sent a text message seconds before attempting to pass a semi-truck. Talking on the cell phone is bad enough, but texting is even worse since it's a much greater distraction than an actual conversation, because to send a text message, you must type your message and send your message. This involves extended time when your eyes are not on the road. What are some ways people can fix this issue of driving while talking on a cell phone? The ways people can solve the use of cell phones while driving depends on our own decision making. The decision we make could prevent people from not only hurting themselves but injuring other drivers around us on the road at the same time. Instead of answering the phone immediately or responding to a text message at the very second it appears, perhaps we should wait for a few minutes until we arrive at a red light or pull over into a parking lot at a shopping center or a restaurant to call that person back. People could argue that their own hands-free device, such as a setup for Bluetooth technology for cell phones, could be safer. According to the Insurance Information Institute official website, no matter whether hands-free or handheld, cell phones are still a big distraction while driving. People could also argue the fact that the incoming call is a very important business call or that it's a loved one texting them. Is any phone call or text message while driving worth the half second it takes to look down at the phone to see who is calling or texting, and is it worth responding right back that second instead of waiting? It is not if you think about your life endangering consequences. Across the United States and in many countries around the world, cell phone usage while driving has been banned. In the United States, the federal government has put the usage decision on the individual states. In the state of Florida, the Attorney General put the decision on the individual counties and cities to ban cell phone usage while driving, but former Governor Jeb Bush vetoed the proposal. Other such states as New Jersey, New York, Washington, and California have banned the operation of cell phones while driving, and many other states are beginning to have discussions about the ban of communications while driving. The states that have banned the usage also included in their laws that the hands-free use is illegal also. The penalty for using the devices while operating a vehicle in these states is just a minimum fine for a traffic violation. The many states that have not banned the use of cell phones for the general public have banned them by school bus drivers, city bus drivers, and teenagers. Many countries around the world have also banned the use of cell phones while driving. Australia, France, the United Kingdom, and Japan are some of the major countries that have legislated the ban on cell phones while driving. These countries also give out a fine for violators caught communicating while driving. The countries have also banned the use of hands-free devices, just like many of the states in the U.S. The use of cell phones while driving is something very distracting and dangerous, and can end up being very harmful to drivers on the road. Driving a vehicle while using a communication device has many dangers, but major dangers can occur while driving that can easily distract people's decisions. Driving while talking on a cell phone is considered just as bad as driving under the influence of illegal substances or alcohol. No matter if they're hands-free or handheld cell phones or wireless communications device, they are just plain dangerous. Banning the usage of driving while operating a cell phone in a few states such as New York, New Jersey, Washington, and California needs to spread to the other states that just disallow the cell phone use technology while driving for school bus drivers and teenagers. The countries that have banned the use of cell phones have taken a big step towards keeping their roads in their countries a little more safe. The use of fines is a perfect way to teach people the lesson that driving while using a cell phone is very dangerous and can be very distracting. A traffic ticket would certainly be the right thing, because accidents do occur when the person driving is distracted by external influences. I think before anyone gets into a car to either head home, to work, to school, or to run errands, that they should think about what decision they will make if their cell phone rings or vibrates. The decision may keep them safe and save others from injury or the loss of their lives. Thank you.
How many minutes was that?